United Nations Millennium Campaign was founded in year 2002 by the then Secretary General Kofi Annan. He founded the campaign as an interagency initiative reporting to him or to the Secretary General, because he had this belief that many of our leaders go and sign declarations, conventions, covenants, agreements in New York, Geneva, Vienna, and then when they go back to their own country, they forget about it. And they just don't do anything about it. It just becomes one more agreement signed and not delivered. So his idea very clearly was that there is a need for a campaign for the Millennium Development Goals to be popularized among the citizens, among different countries. So citizens then can ask questions. Citizens can ask leaders to keep their promise of the Millennium Declaration. So in year 2000, the Millennium Declaration was signed by 189 world leaders. In year 2002, Millennium Development Goals were formed, and 2002 Millennium Campaign was launched by the United Nations. This visit to Republic of Korea that I'm doing with my colleague who is a program officer, Nanako, is for the purpose of first talking to the governments, talking to civil society organizations, talking to coalitions of civil society about the 2010 Millennium Development Goals Summit, because this is the 10th anniversary or 10-year review of the MDGs. So basically, to try and look at what are the preparation from the civil society side, from the government side about the summit. How are they approaching the summit? How are they preparing for the summit? Are they bringing out the MDG report this year or not? Is civil society going to bring out their own report on the MDGs and Korea's performance on especially Goal 8, which is a goal on international partnerships, how Korea has performed? So those are the kinds of issues. So that is one purpose. The second purpose was to meet specifically KOICA and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade in terms of seeing whether Korea as an emerging and now already a new donor as part of the OECD DAC, it's a 24th member of the OECD DAC committee, whether Korea would be interested in supporting and partnering with the campaign for its activities in the Asia Pacific region and globally, because it's now becoming a global donor, part of the global citizenship towards helping the other countries. So that was the second purpose. And the third purpose is there are two important events that Korea is planning for. One is 2010, which is the Group of 20 meeting, G20 meeting in November 2010. And in 2011, in October, Korea will host the high-level forum on aid effectiveness. So this is the third kind of agenda, and that's why I was meeting with the Sherpa of which is working on the G20 as part of the presidential committee, preparatory committee for G20. So this was the number of purposes. So in this light, I have had meetings since yesterday with Korean Human Rights Foundation, with ODA Watch, with GCAP Korea, which includes a number of organizations such as World Vision, Save the Children, the YMCA Korea, the whole range of the civil society actors. I'll be still meeting some of the actors tomorrow. I'll be going and visiting the Eva University and meeting the professors there, asking them to join, and the students join the process of stand up and take action. So that is on the civil society side. On the government side, yesterday and today, I met with the KOICA, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Sherpa for the G20, basically for these purposes. So that's basically, this visit is around these three purposes. One, preparation of the MDG summit on the side of the government and on the side of the civil society. Preparations towards G20 on the side of the government as well as on the side of the civil society, and preparation towards the high-level forum on the aid effectiveness from the side of the government as well as civil society, and on the whole also to try and see if Korean government would be willing to partner with the Millennium Campaign globally and regionally. With ODA Watch, we already have a partnership which is great, and we are very happy that ODA Watch is very strongly engaged with the ODA basic law, influencing the law, influencing the ODA policies of the government. I think partly, if not fully, it is work of the ODA Watch that has influenced the government's decision on number of fronts related to official development assistance. One is commitment, very clear commitment, and putting a very clear roadmap of moving the overseas development assistance to 0.25% by 2015, which is a very good step, which almost means that every year up to next 5 years, Korea will double its official development assistance. So that's a very, very good step. Second, as you know, Korea has had a record, not a very good record of the tied aid, because the maximum aid from Korea was always tied to certain contracts being with the Korean companies, tied to certain particular projects, etc., etc. And there's a big move from the government to do the untied aid, raise the percentage of untied aid to 75%, which is a very good step. That is second. Third area, which is of interest, and which is where ODA Watch and we have a common interest, is the area of how do you build a coherent aid strategy and ODA mechanism within the country. Because, and again, there is some movement in Korea, especially developing the committee at the level of the Prime Minister for the aid coordination, where you have the two ministries, Ministry of Strategy and Finance and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, as the two ministries dealing with the overall aid policies, and coordination happening at the Prime Minister's office level, which is a good step in that direction. So in terms of building a coherence and coordination in the overall aid strategy. So these are the areas of our cooperation. We also hope that ODA Watch will be playing a critical role and a substantive role in preparation towards G20 as part of other coalitions, and as well as will play a central role in terms of the high-level forum on aid effectiveness in 2011. So from that perspective, we believe our partnership with ODA Watch is at the right time and will be a good partnership over the next 2 years and beyond, up to 2015, towards achievement of MDGs.